I had a little bit of an issue with it, and I said, say it again, and he did. And right hook sent him down.
He hit him. And he fell.
He hit him?
Yeah.
Meet Corey Ellis Pujols, a 27-year-old Dunkin Donuts manager who up until this moment had never had a single run-in with the law, but one violent act was all it took to shatter that clean slate, cost an elderly man his life, and land him with serious criminal charges. On the afternoon of May 4th, 2021, just past 1:30 p.m., Tampa police received a call about an incident at a Dunkin Donuts located inside a Circle K in Tampa's Palm River neighborhood. When officers arrived on the scene, paramedics were already working to save 77-year-old Vanell Cook, who lay unconscious with a head wound, fighting for his life.
And I guess it was spilled, and I ran in here. He was. My neighbor picked up the street in Florida, 33619.
This what happened? I don't know what happened. I was there. He was actually there. Don't check the gear. He was place. I'm sitting down.
Which kid?
He has heart problems. He's 100% disabled. Disabled veteran. Disabled veteran. He's got allergies. He's seen allergy tag.
Without hesitation, Corey Pujols walked straight up to the responding officers and essentially turned himself in. Surprisingly calm and fully cooperative.
Yeah, so first and foremost, let me just say my name is Corey Ellis Pujols. I am the guy you were looking for in regards to this situation. The long and short of it is that here obviously at Dunkin', he's a regular. He normally comes through here and orders a large hot coffee, but today maybe he's having a rough day or something, and he decided to be extremely profound at the mouth. And I asked him respectfully on the microphone, could you please not use that kind of language, obviously with me and my employees, and as well as that. And he said no, and then he came around to the window. He kept going at the window, and then I guess he was going to come inside. So I came inside. I came on this side to let him know. He asked for the manager. Our current store manager is off already. She worked morning shift, and she's currently otherwise here. So I would be for the seniorship. I've been here a little bit longer than he has, so I was reserving responsibility for that. In any case, I came out to let him know. I said, listen, sir, with the profanity that you use, I would highly recommend that you go on about your business. We don't want to serve you any coffee today. Maybe you can try again another day, but you have clearly upset, you feel me, the atmosphere here, and we would like for you to go on about your business. I asked him to do that repetitively. It's all on camera. As I mentioned, he came inside, and when he came inside, he addressed me and he was looking. I said, hey, listen, the manager's not here right now. I'll give you the manager's store number and all that good stuff. And he didn't want it. And I said, sir, well, can you please go on about your business again and have a good day? And he said, no, you're a nigger. And then I said, and I'm sorry, I had a little bit of an issue with it. And I said, say it again, and he did. And right hook sent him down.
So it goes without being said that you can't hit somebody because they say something you don't like.
I very well.
I'm just telling you, brother.
No. I agree. Believe me. I'm terrified right now, but I agree with what you're saying. You shouldn't. I have had a fit of racism since I've only been here about 2 months, and I've dealt with so much of it. And I'm not saying that is a reason to do it. I'm not.
I got people that say a bunch of hateful and horrible stuff to me every single day. For the past 16 years, I let it go in one ear and out the other. It ain't gonna hurt you. This will get you in trouble. Not gonna get you arrested, but I mean, dude, you hit him and he fell down.
Yeah, and he hit his head pretty good.
And he should have never said what he said. But guess what? That's the country we live in. You say what you want to say.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, like you're saying, dude, get the freak out.
Yes, 1 second. You slipped and fall, pushed and fell.
Right hook and fell. My apologies for the.
He was hit and he fell down.
Keep it down. I don't do this other. You hit him. Yeah. You punch him and he's trapped. Yes.
I'm not one to run from what I've done.
No, you're fine.
And again, he's a regular, so I honestly feel like about this situation.
All right, no worries. Some of you guys have to go ask you.
Yes, sir. You should take it easy.
Howdy.
That's some fun.
Gentleman came in, was being very rude to this gentleman, which is the on-duty manager.
Acting manager for all intents and purposes.
Yeah. Said some few expletives, and he hit him. He fell.
He hit him?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get his information yet or no?
I have not. I just came in and
That's his grandson that's with him, though.
Okay.
That is his grandson.
I was just
They
talking
have to
with
give
him.
that information if necessary.
So, yeah, you want to grab his 43?
I
Are you
have.
on it?
We do have surveillance. However, when the boss leaves, she locks the.
That's fine.
Yeah, she locks.
So here's the reality of what could happen.
Yeah.
If you charge with battery, yeah, you could be charged with battery.
Right.
You know, that's after we speak with him and see what's going on.
I'm aware. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not trying to get on to you, man.
Yeah. No.
You can't let, and I'm telling you from here on out, you can't let what somebody says anger you.
Yeah.
Like I said, I deal with it and I let it go on. I mean, people say nasty and hateful stuff to him and I just because we do our job.
I know.
For no reason.
I know it.
You're going to have people like that throughout your life. You just got to let it go in one ear and right out the other. And just realize that he's going to leave and be on his way and you're going to still be here working.
Right.
You know? So we'll let them get him loaded up and everything like that. Just do what you got to do, bro. I'll be in here in a minute.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
You're cool. You're good to go, man. Thank you.
It all started moments earlier in the drive-thru. Employees couldn't make out what Cook was saying through the speaker, and he grew agitated and began yelling, so they turned him away without his order. Rather than leaving, he parked his car and walked inside. A Dunkin' employee who had dealt with Cook at the drive-thru told officers the exact same story as Pujols, confirming both accounts matched.
So basically, he was just being, outright rude. Like your card is going through. But he was just being
For
like,
what reason?
outright verbal. I asked him if he wanted iced or hot coffee. He instantly was like cold coffee. Want to put it now? He was like, who the fuck likes cold coffee? I always get fast, so the same. Y'all always get it wrong. I'm like, okay, sir, we cannot hear and identify you at the window.
So he got mad because you asked him if he wanted ice or hot coffee.
Yeah. Instantly, off rip, he was already mad. A large hot latte. Okay, gotcha. So instantly he was just,
Sure.
above level. So he was being very verbal. Didn't want to listen to what we were saying. So Corey was like, he got on the mic because I've only been here for like just 3 weeks.
Sure.
But I've had Dunkin' experience, so
Well, that shouldn't be a normal reaction of
it
somebody.
shouldn't be a normal reaction. So he didn't want to.
Thank you, sis.
Okay, so yeah, he was being really verbal for absolute no reason. So Corey got on the mic because he's the veteran here, the more experienced person.
Sure.
So he took over the mic and was like, "Can you not talk to the employees like that?" And he didn't listen. So he said, "Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're not gonna take your order today. We're gonna act politely after you leave." Came up here. We had a verbal like, "Can you leave? We're not gonna take your order," type of thing right here. We were reassuring him that he can come again later. So then that's when he came up to the front. And was right there.
So even after y'all asked him to leave,
He kept on coming.
came, he parked, and when you say up there, up at the front counter.
Yeah, he came to the car. So we knew Corey was gonna. So me and Corey went up there to wait and tell him to leave again. He didn't want to listen again, so we asked him to leave multiple times, and that's when he called Corey the N-word, and it escalated from there.
What did you see happening from there?
From what I've seen is I heard him Corey told me to call the cops off rip. So I was calling the cops, I was calling my manager, I was calling everybody. And the dude, he kept on being violent, very rude. So
When you say violent, like physically violent,
no,
or
not
just verbally?
physically. I don't think he physically touched Corey, but mentally, trying to get into Corey's mind.
Sure.
Mess with him and around with his head. So then Corey, he was like, "Okay, we're gonna ask you one more time. We're gonna either you're gonna leave or we're gonna call the cops." I was already calling the cops, so he didn't want to leave. He was like, "There's a bunch of niggas this, that, and third, your nicknames. Corey was like, one more time, and he called him another nickname, and that's what happened. I was right here, and I was on the phone with my manager and the police officers at that time. Oh wait, yeah, police officer at that time, and that's what happened.
So what happened after that? After he said that?
Corey punched him. He was on the floor, and I was on the phone.
Okay, and you were standing like
right around here. On the phone.
Okay. Is he? And Corey said he's a normally regular. He comes through
He
here.
comes here a lot, and he's very, like verbal. Like I guess he doesn't know how to, be respectful. So
Well, normal people know how to be respectful, and choose not to be.
He wasn't being respectful.
Yeah, I mean it's
horrible. Yeah, so he does this a lot. I've had multiple times where I've had to go through it. He gets mad because we don't know his order. But we don't know your order because we cannot physically see your face.
Sure. Hello, manager.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you able to? A, I got a thumb drive, or B, if we're able to get the video, can you email it? What's better for you?
I'll have it emailed to you.
Okay.
I'll have my law prevention guy
Okay.
send it to you.
Let me go out and.
Give me an email address.
Yes, sir.
I'll call him now, as a matter of fact, to go ahead and get him to do it.
Okay.
Surveillance footage confirmed everything. Cook ignored requests to leave and walked inside. Pujols got behind a waist-high swinging door, repeatedly asking Cook to leave. When Cook hurled a racial slur, Pujols stepped through the door, hands at his sides, and warned him not to repeat it. Cook said it again. One punch to the jaw. Cook fell backward, his head striking the concrete floor, and he lost consciousness. Emergency services were already being called. It was later revealed that Cook was a registered sex offender with a lengthy criminal history involving child exploitation. Prosecutors called him an unsympathetic victim, but legally, none of that mattered. The officers had no choice.
It feels better in here.
What happened? I'm sorry. You're getting
Yeah.
They told me what happened. I feel for you 100% right now. What's happening except here is not acceptable in any way, shape, or form. I understand your anger and your level of frustration and how you pissed you. And this is one of those things that there's one thing that's steering us right now, and it's the level of force. He's in critical condition right now. It's not okay. He has his brain swelling right now. He's unconscious for everything. So I'm going to pray for you and for him that he recovers. If he recovers and he's okay, just get him out there. You know what I'm saying? It's the level of injury. Had we not been this injured, there's a lot of things we could have done. Because, like I said, nobody here is okay with what that guy said. And none of us would know at all, you know? And he deserves to put in place for that. But because of how seriously he's injured, we have to do this. I want you to understand that. Everybody here agrees that what he done he was wrong. What he said he was wrong. That's how he, like I said, he's not in there. So I'm praying for you and for him that he recovers, that will just hopefully go away. But for the time being, you're going to be charged 1 count of battery on the elderly male, which is over 65 years of age. You'll have a bond, so it's not going to be too high. You're going to bond out tonight at some point. And then we'll just pray all of us that this guy recovers and everything will work itself out. You know what I'm saying? Is there anything you have that you want somebody to say here?
I'm his mom.
That's fine. Mom, you want to step over here and we grab all this stuff?
Get that right.
Do you want a bag? Ma'am, do you want a bag? I can give you a bag for all that.
Okay.
I have a combo. Yeah, I've got one in here, or if you got one, that's fine.
Like I said, he'll get a bond, hopefully as fast as possible so he can get out and be done with it. But I mean, I called the state attorney's office, I spoke to all of our supervision, and it's just unfortunate, you know. I wish the guy had a black eye so we could all say, hey, watch him out, you know, but he's been through bad. It's just one of those things that really sad situation. Let the midget go best. The guy recovers.
I'm sorry. Corey, you have anything else on you, really?
No, that's it. Took everything else home.
That's for mom.
Okay, that's it?
Right here. Yeah.
That's it for
Yes. Yes. Corey, come have a seat. Brother, what the detective was saying, we 100% agree. But when his head hit hard and everything, when they brought him out here, he was unconscious.
Yeah.
And then while he's up there, he's not doing good right now. He could get better, okay? So you go down, we'll tell mom. Mom should go down. Yeah, you do that and I'll 10:35 you. Do they? Okay, that's fine. It's just a hope, brother, that it gets better.
Yeah.
Okay? I know that was not your intent.
It was not.
It wasn't. I know that. You told me that right off the bat, man. It would have been different if it would have progressed and it would have been more physical after that, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
But everything, when something happens, everything is taken that happens in the entire situation. You know what I'm saying? So him falling, him getting the injury, and being elderly, again, he could be in the hospital and be completely fine by tomorrow. Okay? But we'll tell mom. Mom will come down and bond you out. It should be, I think, $1,000 bond or $100 to a bondsman. She can come down and bond you out. And I'm sorry about this.
I'm sorry because I still think, no matter what anybody thinks of me, I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have. I agree with everybody. I shouldn't have.
Let me turn the air on for you. Let me talk to mom real quick, okay?
3 days later, Cook died from a skull fracture and brain contusions. Pujols was rearrested and charged with aggravated manslaughter of an elderly adult facing up to 30 years. In March 2022, prosecutors made a controversial call, reducing the charge to felony battery. He received 2 years house arrest, 3 years probation, 200 hours community service, mandatory anger management, and no prison time, citing his clean record, Cook's aggression, racial slurs, and uncertainty around Florida's stand your ground laws. One man's past made him an unsympathetic victim. The other's clean record kept him free, but a single punch thrown in anger ended it all.